Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
We're Derps and Burps, the podcast for all gamers, spiritual souls, and creative minds out there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our podcast. And today we're here with a really often requested episode. And I think it was one of our first ones that we talked about Onlyfans. I don't remember which episode it was. Do you remember, Steffu?
It was 5.
The 5th one. Okay, yeah.
Episode 5, yeah.
Exactly. I think it was one of our most listened episode. And on this episode, we were simping hard for one lady. And this lady is here right now. So if you're listening on Spotify, I would highly recommend watching this episode on YouTube because she's also joining us today with her, not only her beautiful face, but also her wonderful beautiful background. Like every time I see your background, it is amazing. There's literally nothing that comes from you that is not pretty or perfect or so appealing in every kind of way. So yeah, we have Lichlings on here today as our guest, Kayla, and we're gonna get to hear a little bit about her in a second. But before we dive in, Steffi's just gonna read out the message of the listener of the week. And it comes this time from our Onlyfans episode, right, Steffi?
Episode 5, Would We Do Onlyfans, was the episode. And Aso Deimos commented on YouTube. Bonjour, queens. I can imagine putting spicy content on a certain site can boost your confidence, and maybe I would do so, but never pornographic stuff. And not with my current weight. You see the difficulty. Exactly like Julia just said, I don't have the perfect body. And Steph interrupted with, you have the perfect body, woman. It's always the sense of self. Some people are business orientated and post their pictures to earn money, and they probably don't care about bad comments, but sometimes I'm like, oh, there was one bad comment beneath hundreds of good and polite reactions. And guess what sticks in my head? And sometimes it feels like it kind of holds me down because it blocks my good mood or motivation for a whole day. You maybe know what I mean. Love your show, and I stop by every time I find time to sit down and just listen to you damn fine women. I listened to the last 3 episodes while cooking or walking to work, but then I can never keep the info. Keep it up, ladies. Thank you so much, Azu.
Thank you so much. That was a really, really nice comment. And as you said before, it's always the sense of self. We are always our own harshest critics, and that's why we need friends like Steffi in our life that tell us that we're perfect the way we are.
Yes.
And yeah, but today, no long intro, no news, what's new in our life, because we have the one, the only, the Kayla, Miss Lichlings. We have her today on our podcast. And obviously, since we talked so much about her already, Kayla, do you maybe want to introduce yourself a little bit to our listeners, who you are, what you're doing, and yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Of course. My name is Kayla or Lichlings. I've been streaming since 2014 on Twitch.
Wow.
It goes way back. I've been a full-time content creator on Twitch since 2018, I think. I play World of Warcraft. I do like lifting streams. I do gym streams. I do pretty much anything that I'm doing that seems interesting. I'll try to turn my stream on for it and do it. So like cooking, anything like that. But mostly World of Warcraft. But I've been creating adult content on Onlyfans and Fansly for about 3 or 4 years now.
Oh, that long already?
Mm.
Oh, I actually didn't even know that it's been that long already, to be honest.
I was thinking about it this morning, and it's like it started. Was it like a year before the pandemic started? So it had to have been like 2018. That's so long ago.
That is crazy. That's actually was that kind of the beginning of all of those websites? Because to be honest, like I'm not really that aware. Steffi, when was it that you created your account? Was it 3 years ago?
2020, I think. I did it. Yeah, I started 2020.
2020. Yeah, that's that was kind of the time when I got aware, about the whole topic of like I don't know if it's OnlyFans, if it's Fansly, if it's Patreon, and so on. So was that pretty much the beginning? Like, how did you hear about it?
I think so. I'm really bad at dates, so I could be getting dates.
Don't worry about it.
I'm really bad with numbers. But yeah, I think so I first found out about it on Twitter, I guess, like with everybody else, when people were starting transitioning their more not safe for work content over
Mm-hmm.
from Patreon to OnlyFans.
Mhm.
And at that time, I was like on my weight loss journey, and at this point, I was starting to become a lot more comfortable with myself. And I was already posting like lewds and like booty pics and stuff like this on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I got so many requests for people to be like, "Why don't you just make an OnlyFans?" You know, it's kind of a waste to put this stuff out there for free.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I didn't want to do that because at this point, I was really focusing and putting all of my attention into Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it was like looked down upon a lot more even then than it is now.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I didn't really want people to, lose their interest in me because of that. Unfortunately, that's, that can happen.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
and I was looking out for like sponsors and stuff because there are a lot of companies that will
Oh yeah,
definitely
Not
true.
want that.
True.
Yeah.
hmm But for the longest time, I didn't want to, but I still like gassed up all of my friends that were doing this, and I still posted like the occasional like booty pic under like progress pictures and stuff from the gym.
Mhm.
Mm.
But it's still like putting the same kind of content out there, just under
of
like a
course.
different form. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So like going from my weight loss journey and then seeing people like post OnlyFans or post pictures and stuff and people joining OnlyFans is kind of how I got pushed into it. It's kind of like I was already creating the content.
Yeah. Oh, that's super interesting. So you basically went from creating the same content for free into actually profiting off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Like they gonna enjoy the content anyways. Why not like give them more and they give us a little bit as well for it?
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
I'll give you a little bit like spicier content or like
Yeah.
more consistent content,
Mhm. I mean, that's the thing as well. Like if you profit off the content directly from the consumer, and you're also able to obviously have higher production value from that, right? Like if you're there, you say like you create that anywhere on Twitter, and especially like for the people that don't know your content, we also obviously linked all of your socials in our description. So if you don't know Kayla, you should definitely check her out. She's still posting really pretty pictures on both of your Twitter accounts, by the way.
Yes.
Just want to say that.
Gorgeous.
And especially like with you always build like, you don't only have like outfits and everything, like you build up those whole scenes. Do you like do still most of the shootings at your home, or do you like go out for studios and stuff as well?
I have never shot in a studio ever.
Oh my God.
What? Really?
That's
awesome.
crazy.
Oh my God.
I love building I love building sets. I love
Mhm.
my creativity into things that I can like share with everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So yesterday I like built a set like behind me in like an egg chair with a bunch of like flowers and stuff everywhere. It's a cute little, and I pranced around in like a little elf outfit for like 8 hours after I shot. But
Awesome.
but yeah, like sometimes I will take my like a spare desk and like flip it on its side and then stick my nano leaves on the desk and like put a sheet or like a screen in front of it to kind of like diffuse the light. And I don't know, it's just like being able to create stuff like this and like I said, pour my creativity into like a backdrop is really cool for me, and it really helps me get into the mindset of like
Yeah.
the character or like what I'm trying to portray, like with my with the entire shoot.
Yeah.
That is like when I found you and all your like the content you were creating and the whole stuff, like whatever you did, everything was so perfect. And I was like, you were my inspiration with that, Kayla. And I was like, oh my God, how can I do this? Like, she is so good at this. I do not like, I am a creative person but when it comes to that, I am so bad at it. It's like,
Steffi's
how
like a
shall
graphic designer. Like she does digital art and stuff. So just a little background for you.
Yeah, and I'm always like, okay, I have this room, but I don't know how to like make cool scenery out of it or a cool set. And it's so like mind-blowing to me how many amazing ideas you have. Like, and you said you do this for what, 3 to 4 years now?
Yeah,
and
It's insane.
before the streaming and everything, obviously, like, so
Yeah.
you basically started around the same time as me. Like, I started 2013, 2014 is when I went full time as well. So the one thing that I also wanted to know, like, now a part of all the, like, the OnlyFans content or spicy content, whatever it is, like, we can obviously see, especially also the people that are watching on YouTube right now, and see your backdrop. Like, you can just see everything is arranged and placed so beautiful, like with the plants, the fur, the leather chairs, like everything is just so pretty. So when I see, like, your background, doesn't matter if you're streaming or if you're here right now, like, I never know where to focus. Like, you're so pretty, like everything in the background is so pretty, like everything is just placed so well,
Perfectly.
yeah, like everything is thought
Yeah.
through so perfectly. So really huge compliments again on this, and I'm sorry if we make you feel uncomfortable. We're just telling you.
You definitely don't.
Okay, good.
So aesthetics are a huge, like, a huge draw to me. If something isn't aesthetically pleasing to me, I will sit there and I will, like, mess with it or, like, change things around until I'm happy with how
So
it
you're like a
looks.
perfectionist, probably,
Yeah,
probably, right? So do you have, like, any background education or something? Because, like, not only the sets that you built, but also the quality of the pictures, like the lighting. Even now, like, imagine having such a huge light source from behind, like you have with this window.
Yeah.
Lighting on your face must be, like, really hard to balance out, right? So I'm wondering, do you, like, taught yourself everything about, like, lighting and photography and all of that yourself, or do you have any, like?
Yeah, I'm entirely, like, self-taught on all of these things.
Holy shit, that's
You're
crazy.
crazy.
Like, I guess for, like, the creativeness, I was supposed to go to, like, art school. I had, like, a full ride, like a full scholarship to an art school directly after high school, but I ended up not going. So I feel like this me being able to, like, even with, like, doing makeup on stream and, like, wearing wigs on stream is a way for me to
Oh
get
yeah, just
out my,
wanted to say,
like,
makeup, wigs, like, oh my god,
Yes.
don't get me started on your makeup. Holy shit.
but, like, it's a way for me to create art and get that out of my system, you know, without the big time commitment of, like, drawing or, like, actually, like, creating, like, traditional art.
Do you remember you drawing as well?
Yeah,
right?
I haven't in a long time. I haven't since high school, but yeah.
I think I remember that I saw something about paintings or something you did at one point.
Yeah,
Or
I
did
did
you
a lot
even
of
paint on stream once? No, I'm not
I
sure.
don't think so. I might have. I've done a lot of things
I'm
on
not sure,
stream.
but I don't know if I saw it on Twitter or something like that. But I remember seeing something about painting. I'm not
Yeah,
100% sure anymore.
I posted, like, I did do a lot of, like, pencil, like, drawings and colored pencil drawings in high school, and I did post about them a lot. Yeah, I did, like, if you guys know the band Bring Me the Horizon, I did, like, a lot
I have
of
a Bring Me the Horizon chest piece tattoo, so yes.
really.
I got it when I was 18, and I'm 31 now, so I'm a long time fan.
Same. So I did this back in, like, 2010 was when I graduated high school. So, like, 2009, I think, is when I drew these. But I drew, like, the album artwork for Suicide Season, and then and I did, like, the like, guts in, like,
Yeah.
colored. And everybody's like, "Oh my god, this looks amazing. This looks like a picture." And then I did, like, a portrait of Ollie Sykes, and yeah, those are things
so
that
cool.
I post a lot. Yeah.
I need to see the pictures later. If you have that somewhere, you need to send it to us. It's really cool. Oh, that's amazing. So, how do you balance, like, the whole I mean, now with the spicy content that you create, obviously, like, and the production value that you put into everything, there's also probably a lot of time and effort in there. So how do you, like, balance being a full-time creator on Twitch and on those other platforms like OnlyFans and Fansly?
It is very, very difficult.
And having a private life
can imagine.
as well.
Yeah,
on the side.
that-
Let's
yes.
not forget that. Okay.
Definitely. Like, so it's kind of like a push and a pull thing, right? Like, I feel like I definitely wouldn't have as much success on OnlyFans if I didn't stream full
Mm-hmm.
time, or if I
Mhm.
didn't like keep up with streaming. But it is really, really hard. Sometimes it gets a little like pull in one direction, you know what I mean? Like I'll focus a lot more on creating content for OnlyFans than I will streaming, and then sometimes I will, you know, just like have content backed up to post on OnlyFans while I'm like going hard with streaming. Like if I have
Yeah.
like if there's like an expansion or a patch or something in WoW that I'm really excited to
Of
play,
course.
I'll
Then
like
there's no time.
queue it
There's
up.
no time to create. So, oh my god.
But on the other hand, it is really cool because things like going on vacation is like
Easier
I
with this, right?
I get to enjoy myself, and then while I'm on vacation, I can take sets, I can take like photo shoots on vacation, and it's like the
A
vacation will
win-win.
like yeah, of course.
I mean, as a streamer, obviously, like it's so hard to take days off because obviously, like on the days where you don't stream, you don't have any reach. Obviously, like if you have sponsors and stuff, you still get paid, but obviously they expect you to not be gone like 1 week every month or something like that. So
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, I can see that for sure. Like if you pre-produce and then just and like take sets as you say on vacation, I mean that gives you a lot of security as well, I guess.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll like go rent out, very rarely I'll go like rent out a hotel or an Airbnb close to me and go take like pictures there.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a hot tub set or like a really cool shower set because my bathroom is tiny. Like things like that. And it's like I get a relaxing weekend or a relaxing few days in an Airbnb, and I also get to put out amazing content, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really cool. But then
That's
again,
the
like
thing. Oh, sorry. Keep
um
talking. Go on.
so I am always like constantly checking my OnlyFans, right, to like respond to messages and stuff. So even while I'm like when I'm on like a road trip or when I'm like driving to Canada or something, I at a rest stop I'll stop and look at my phone and be like, do I have any messages to respond to? Like constantly I'll be so it's not really a like I work so many hours a day. It's more like I feel like I'm always like in work mode with stuff like this. And plus it's something I really enjoy doing. Like I really enjoy talking to the people that I'm meeting on OnlyFans. So it's exciting for like to get a new message and stuff like this.
That's really really cool. So I think we had a little talk before we started recording the podcast, right? And Steffi and me talked about how our experience so far on the platforms, like Steffi in the past when she was there, I just started actually having an OnlyFans account almost a month ago, so I'm like still pretty fresh there.
The newbie.
And yeah, I'm a full newbie, and I don't really do the spicy content like you do. I do more like behind the scenes. Like I started going back to the gym now, and I'm kind of like sharing my whole experience of, you know, getting a feel of my body again, working out, sprinkle in some feet content here and there because apparently I have cute feet, or like if I have new leggings or something for the gym, like I obviously need to show up also my booty progress from working out. So that is more the type of content that I put out. But Steph and me, we both had the experience that the people are being really really respectful there compared to, let's say, Instagram. Like, right, it doesn't matter if you're posting a normal picture on Instagram that has zero spice, or maybe you see, I don't know, a booty, which is like the most normal thing, like everybody of us has an ass, and then you I don't know, in a picture there's like, you can see it, oh my god, what a scandal. And then you get like those rude messages like, oh my god, either like, oh, you're showing your ass, or it's like, oh yeah, slut, why don't you send me pictures of the naked ass or something like that, right? Like,
is your
really
boyfriend okay
disrespectful.
with this?
Yeah, like, or just
like,
people,
of course.
yeah, or people just being really demanding, right? Like you produce content for free on those websites like Instagram, and in your DMs or even in comments, people tend to be really disrespectful. Or not always, like obviously it's also the thing with like you get 100 comments and like 1 or 2 of them are being rude or disrespectful, right? But for us on OnlyFans, where people actually like pay for the content that they receive, right? So far, at least from my side as well, like I only made really really good experiences in the sense that
Yeah.
people ask where your boundaries are, right? Like, is it okay if I ask you this? Can we expect this or that? Is it okay if I ask you stuff in that direction? At least that's how we experienced that so far. How is it for you? Obviously, like, you have way more experience. Also, like, obviously, even in a adult content direction, right? Which, for example, I didn't really go into. Do you feel like that platform is way more respectful, or also friendly and stuff? Or
100%. Yeah, like it feels like a whole nother world.
yeah,
with
right?
from coming from people on Twitter or on Instagram acting like they're entitled to see your body.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
when you owe them absolutely nothing.
Yes.
And it's like obviously even on OnlyFans you don't really owe them anything. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But everybody, I don't think I've had one person be disrespectful to me. If there has been, I've told them I'm not okay with this. This is not something I want you to do. And then they stop and they never do it again. But it's like most of the conversations I even have on OnlyFans or Fansly, people will message me and talk to me about World of Warcraft or talk to me about anime or talk to me about lifting.
Oh,
People
that's
are
so cool.
yeah, it really is. It's really like it's just like talking to friends or like talking to Twitch chat or something like this, right? Because people respect your boundaries so much. People have so much respect for you and what you do.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Like
I also feel like that's how I felt when I was doing OnlyFans. I wanted to create a safe space for people.
Oh yeah, you said that
people-
exactly. It's, yeah.
Yeah, people should feel free to talk about their things and should not be ashamed of anything. Like, if they want to tell me some of their fantasies or whatever they have, whether if it's about me or with others, they shouldn't feel like bad about it, because it's just like that's natural. And I wanted to create like a super safe space where everyone feels happy and like welcome to talk about these things without getting offended. Like, nobody got offended. And also not only like saying, oh yeah, nice ass, show your ass more. Like, I never had that. It was always like respectful, very nice conversations.
Yeah,
And
as you
it's
said,
so, as
they're
you
not
said,
demanding. They're not saying stuff like, "Oh
yes,
yeah, you need to show your ass more."
yes,
Like, I don't know, I paid 10 years a month. I'm entitled to this or that. Like, it's always like,
yeah,
"Hey, I really love the content you're putting out, or I really like this. Is it okay if I ask, will in the future there be more content in this direction?" That
of
is like
this
more
or
the
this,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
It's like, it's just so crazy, like how you said, as you said, it's like different worlds. And I don't know, I don't understand why, or like I don't know why people are so different on OnlyFans. I really, really love that, and I would love to see that more on the other platforms as well.
oh, definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
And can I ask you a question? Like, like, I'm not super deep. Like, I'm still a super newbie in this direction. What is like the main difference of OnlyFans and Fansly? Or like, is there a reason why you have both? Is it like the payment methods, or is it different content?
I think they're both the same or very similar content. It's just some people prefer Fansly because I think people have a harder time paying in some countries to OnlyFans, and Fansly
Yeah, because it's only credit card, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so OnlyFans lets you follow somebody and get like free preview pics that the content creator wants to put out. So it's like things that I would post on my free OnlyFans or on my Not Safe for Work Twitter, I will also put on Fansly, so people can follow you for free and see that, and then also have the option to subscribe. So I wouldn't have to like have them split up into like a free OnlyFans and a paid OnlyFans.
Oh,
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
you have two different OnlyFans, like a paid one and a free one?
Yeah. Yeah, so the free
Okay.
one is I just mostly post pictures like I would post on Twitter
Yeah.
or work Twitter. Yeah. Just to give people like a feel of what I'm doing like this week, what my current content is doing, what kind of
Okay.
content I'm releasing. Yeah.
Awesome. And how is it for you as a creator? Like, obviously you're on all the other social platforms. How is it with the support from the platform? Do you have like a tight knit like a partner manager there, like for example people have on Twitch, or is it not really that there's a lot of support towards the creators?
I have never had any contact with anybody. It's just
Really?
kind of like, yeah, it's just kind of like, here is our platform. Go wild, stay within TOS.
Really? But you're
Yeah.
you're really, really big on OnlyFans, right? Like you're one of the biggest creators, no?
It like goes up and down, right? Like for a long time I was in like the top 1%,
Mhm.
but now it hovers from like 2 to 3%. So
Yeah, that's still, but that's crazy numbers.
I
Like if you think about it.
yeah, I definitely like make a living and
Mhm.
am able to support myself more from OnlyFans than Twitch.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Like, I definitely consider OnlyFans more of like my main source of income, and then Twitch is kind of like a side job. Even though when I'm talking about this on Twitch, I always like refer to OnlyFans as my side thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy though, the way you can make money off of those things, right? Like I'm surprised myself. Like as I said again, like not even a month ago, and now just like from the pure, let's say, subscription money on Twitch and ad revenue, like I already, and again, like I'm not even posting like any spicy content. Like I literally just post behind the scenes stuff, and I already in not even a month made almost double of what I make on Twitch on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, OnlyFans only takes 20%, right?
Yeah.
That's the next
Whereas,
thing.
yeah.
Twitch.
Twitch takes us so much. Yeah.
yeah. So
Are you enjoying it so far, being on OnlyFans?
yeah, a lot. Like as I say, like I feel like it's a really safe space for me. Like I didn't really advertise it much. Like I got a lot of, like the classic questions. For me it was always like like you see a toe here and there, or a feet, a foot of mine, and then there's the people like, oh, you have really cute feet. Like, would you sell me feet pics or something? And I was always like, kind of uncomfortable being like, oh yeah, here is my PayPal, send me the money. Like I would feel bad about that for some reason, or like send me socks or whatever it is, right? So I always like was like declining in a polite way, and the same thing with like I post those kind of pictures on my Instagram, right? Like, so if I'm on a vacation and I'm in a bikini, I'm gonna post a picture on my Instagram, right? And I would not get anything for it but likes, right? So I can do the same thing on OnlyFans, but like let's say with exclusive pictures. Like for example, what I'm doing right now is I did a photo shoot together with Stefie 2 years ago for Monster. On a pool in a bikini, and 2 years ago I was too self-conscious to actually post those bikini pictures, so I posted them on OnlyFans. And I was like, yeah, back then I was a little bit self-conscious, but I was not really in love with my body. And here you have them. And they're like celebrating it. They're like giving me so much confidence but they're not writing shit, like on Instagram, on Twitter. If you post something like that, they would write shit like, oh my God, you have such a fucking hot ass. I would love to do this and this to you. And don't get me wrong, like if your boundaries are set and it's okay for you that people post that on OnlyFans, right? Like you write your own, you set your own boundaries. The people kind of learn how far they can go with you. But for me, for example, people know, like, I don't want you, like, for example, with Stefie, like, she's completely fine with people telling her the fantasies they have about. For me personally, like, I'm fine with people telling me that they like me, that they think I'm beautiful, that I'm sexy, whatever it is. But I personally don't really want to know the type of fantasies
what they're doing behind them.
Exactly. Like, at least that's how where my boundaries are. Or at least right now, right? Like, obviously, you don't know how it changes in the future. I don't think it's gonna change for me, but I'm just putting it out there because, like, obviously people and their beliefs, their values, everything changes over time, the way you mature and change as a person. But for me, like, I have only positive things to say, really. Like, everybody's being so supportive. Like, I have people there, they're like, oh yeah, I'm not really interested in like feed pictures or something like that, but I'm gonna buy them anyway because I want to support you.
Yeah,
that's so crazy. Yeah,
like or stuff like, hey, I watch your stream, like, and they're not even really interacting with the content itself, but same as you, like I'm replying to every message on there because it's a small community. Like I have 100 subscribers or something there now, even though I only posted twice about it that I have the platform, and somehow there's people coming in all the time. Like I have it in my link tree, but whatever. And like just people interacting with me, they're like, oh yeah, I'm watching your streams for years and years, but I'm not really a person that likes to like write in chat or publicly comment on their pictures because I feel uncomfortable doing this. But I just wanted to tell you in private that I love supporting you and I love your content. And when I watch your streams or hear your podcast, like it really makes my day better. And, you know, seeing people like this opening up and like Stefie said, feeling like it's a safe space to actually being able to message me, because I mean, you know it yourself, like if you have your DMs open on Twitter or on Instagram, like there's just a point where you're not gonna read everything anymore because it's littered with so much bad stuff.
It's a really good way to filter out the people who really want to like seriously get to know you and have a good conversation with you, rather than the people that are just going to throw like this trash at you. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just everybody knows that those messages that you get, hi, and then you don't answer, and then they're like, wow, you read my hi, but you didn't answer me, or they like write you every single day, hi, how you doing? And like,
so rude.
Yeah, exactly. Or like they ask you how you're doing, and I just write back like, I'm good, thanks. And it's like, well, so rude, you didn't even ask me how I'm doing. And I'm like, yeah, because it's like, sorry, but if you want to have like small talk with me, you're welcome to come in my Twitch chat.
Exactly.
I don't have fucking 100 hours every day that I can have small talk with everybody out there, right? So as you say, like, I feel like that is a way that people can support you and maybe get to know you better on a personal level through those messages. Like, as you already said, even if they're maybe not interested in the content that you're posting on there, but maybe they're interested in really learning more about you as a person, or just having like a conversation with you, right? So I think it is a really good way to say it, to filter out really those people that are the big supporters. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it sounds stupid. I'm not saying that people that are not on your OnlyFans are not your big supporters either. Like, but you can just see a little bit that they're really, really dedicated people in there.
Yeah, of course. And like you said too, it's such a huge confidence booster too.
Oh yeah.
Like
my
when I first like started doing OnlyFans, I was so, even though I was like losing weight and back like getting in the gym and stuff and really enjoying myself, I thought I had really like a lot of confidence back then. But oh my god, since being on OnlyFans this long, I feel like a completely different person.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just you feel accepted like the way you are.
Yeah, well, it's like
more than you did before, maybe.
Yeah, but I think it's more like I'm the kind of person where normally I don't really care about people's like negative opinions about me. So I'm like, if I'm happy with myself, I'm happy with myself. And people like enjoying my content and enjoying my body makes me really happy. Like I put a lot of work into this. I put a lot of work into my body and into my like and into my content, like my photo shoots and stuff. So yeah, it's so much confidence in so many different ways too.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, just alone your whole way. Like I remember, like I follow you for a long time. I don't even remember like what. I think I actually started following you when you posted like all of your before and after, like when you were in your transition from starting to work out and lose weight. I think I started following you on Twitter because of that. Because I saw somebody on my timeline, you know, liked it, and I was like, oh my god, holy shit, it's crazy. So maybe you want to tell also people, like, you lost a lot of weight, right?
Yeah, so I didn't weigh myself at my heaviest because I was always really afraid.
Like, you don't feel like you have to share, obviously, like exact numbers of weight if you're not comfortable or whatever. Like,
I'm really open. I'm really like comfortable with this stuff. But I went from 270 pounds to 150 pounds, and now it fluctuates between 150 and 180. So it's like I'll go up and then I'll go down depending on like how active I am and like what I'm eating, how how my schedule is and stuff like this. But yeah, I've lost a lot of weight and like maintained a healthy lifestyle. But it's like more on top of like losing weight to look good, I feel good. I feel
Yeah.
really good when I go to the gym and when I'm working out every day. It's just like the energy and the happiness that I get from going in the gym, picking up weights and putting them back down. It's like
Yeah.
it's like nothing.
For how long are you working out now? And are you still, like you say, every day? How often do you work out? Do you actually work out every single day?
I haven't in a while because things have been weird with COVID and stuff. But I have a home gym now, but I find it
I
really
remember that.
hard I find that hard to like stay motivated when it's in my house and I'm not going outside to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I do try to do like lifting streams.
Mhm.
And it does keep me motivated while I'm doing them, but now I've been like back and forth here in Canada, and obviously I don't have my home gym in Canada, so
Yeah.
can't really
Talking about Canada, right? We can, if you want, we can go into that direction. So, you're obviously American, right?
Yeah.
And your boyfriend is Canadian, right?
Mhm.
And so we wanted to also know from you, how did the whole OnlyFans situation like affect relationships? So not only your private relationship or like with family, friends, did you got accepted from everybody? Did you get mostly good feedback? Did you lose some people along the way because they maybe didn't agree with the choices you made? Like what was your experience in that direction?
So, with friends and people from like Twitch, I had like a lot of people leave my community or just like choose to not associate with me anymore because of OnlyFans.
Mhm.
I had like a mod just completely just be completely done with me, block me on everything without saying anything when I announced my
Wow.
OnlyFans publicly. Yeah, it's like you have people like that and you have people who like will gas you up. But my family knows about it. My mom has always been really acceptive and really proud of what I do no matter what it is.
Mhm.
So I don't think she directly approves. Like she's like, I like that you're doing this, but she likes that I'm doing what I like to do, and I'm fine with doing what I like what I'm doing,
That's
and I'm
awesome.
happy.
That's
So
awesome.
she's really supportive of me with that. But like my sister is like likes it a lot too. She was at some point we were like having conversations about how she can start doing OnlyFans and
Oh my
stuff.
god,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
My
But-
mom even asked
Oh yeah,
me,
Steffie's
like,
mom.
because she wanted to do it with a friend of hers. She was calling me in summer, like, honey, can you help us set up our OnlyFans? And I was like, Mom, okay, I don't want to know what you're gonna do on the platform, but of course I can help you.
Tell her the plan with the shoes of your mom. Your mom is a fucking genius.
Yeah, because I want to continue to do like more feed content.
Mhm.
And she said, yeah, you just like go out, try on some shoes somewhere, or order shoes and like take the pictures and then just send them back, because you're not wearing them and you don't need them anymore. So yeah,
Her mom is a fucking
it's like,
champ, I swear.
yeah.
Or
she's
even on
fun.
top of that, you can like wear them and then sell them for
Oh
even
yeah,
more.
or that.
You
Take
are
notes.
so fucking smart, Kayla. I'm gonna fucking write that down.
Okay, Steffi,
So
so
39 minutes, 25 seconds. Sell the
or even
shoes.
if you're even smarter, you set up those goals. Like, you can make those goals on OnlyFans. I think I didn't try it yet, but like, oh yeah, I would like to have this pair of shoes. It's like 150 bucks. If you reach it, we're gonna do the next set, and then afterwards, you can buy it if you want.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my god, we're already
Sorry.
brainstorming here.
Yeah. Sorry that I interrupted you. Go on, Kayla.
No, you're fine. With my boyfriend. So my boyfriend actually sent me a message on OnlyFans before we even like talked, like before we were
Wait,
even
so
like
you
friends.
say there's a chance? Sorry, I had to.
No.
I'm so sorry.
So I think he sent me a message and said, I think it was, Kayla, your ass drives me crazy.
Oh damn.
Ooh.
It was like long before we ever like got to know each other or even like started hanging out in like each other's Twitch streams and stuff like this. But he's always been really accepting of this. He pushes me for content. He thinks it's really cool to like be with a content creator like this who's so like confident in herself, and he's like, yeah, I get to show her off to everybody, you know.
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah.
helping you as well sometimes?
Mhm. Yeah,
Didn't you do something together already?
Yeah, I think I saw that as
Uh-huh, I think I
well.
saw something.
Yes.
so we've been doing like boy girl content together on Onlyfans too, and like pushing my boundaries and stuff like this.
Mhm.
He shoots for me a lot as well.
Mhm.
And like our first like date, I guess you could call it, was we weren't even talking on Discord. We were typing on Discord and listening to like music of like a new like EDM album that just dropped. I don't know if you guys know who Zoo is, but it's really cool music to
I don't.
like
I don't study.
really good. But so our first like date was us reacting to the album over like text in
Oh my
Discord
god! How
while
cute is that?
while I was shooting to the music. So it was really, really cool.
So you have like this nice connection to the music and to the content that you made back then with him.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
that too. And like a lot of my like inspiration for sets and stuff comes from music and from like music videos and stuff like this. It's just a way to like materialize these things for me.
Do you
Mhm.
play guitar as well? Yeah, right?
I'm
Or is
learning, yeah.
Yeah. Is that a guitar from you or from your
Look at
boyfriend
it
in the back?
in the back.
No, it's mine.
Yours. Oh, so
Yeah.
pretty.
Thank you. It's like I've never picked up a stringed instrument in my life. Like I played drums and I played percussion back in high school.
Oh shit.
But I think I'm like 40 hours into learning guitar. Like I've never picked anything up before that, and I've learned almost like an entire song. One of
How
my
are your
favorite
fingers?
Nice.
Do you have like the how do you say it in
calluses?
English? Yeah, do you have it yet?
So they like a little bit. They like come and go to you. And when
Yeah.
I'm like actually like
Oh, the
learning to
nails.
play, the nails, yeah, the nails are so
Mm.
hard. But there's like certain techniques that you do, like pinch harmonics and
It's
stuff.
useful, right?
Mhm.
Again.
So useful, yeah.
That's the thing. Like I tried to learn a guitar as well. Like I didn't get that far. Like I can the only thing that I can do is basically play Wonderwall and like 2 more songs or something like that. Like I learned back in the emo days, like as well, like 2000 and I don't know 8 or something like that. I don't know if it's still a thing, but back then you learned with taps. You know, you didn't learn the notes, but you learned with taps. And I tried to play like all the songs that I liked. And I think the only thing I remember now is like Wonderwall. But I still have like my acoustic guitar that I bought back then because I thought, oh my god, yes, I'm gonna be a fucking musician. And that I played for like 2 weeks, and every time I played, I was crying because my fingertips were hurting so much.
You get used to that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, as you say, like
Yeah.
you grow the calluses. Is that the word? Yeah.
Yep.
Mm. So it's
Yeah.
it's getting better, but it's definitely hard. Your boyfriend is a musician, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's a streamer and he plays guitar and drums on stream, and he just got like a keyboard too, and he's learning that on stream. So it's really cool.
It's so
Nice.
cool.
He
Well,
uses
that-
like
Yes, sir.
I've been using like the same program he uses to stream. It's like a game on Steam. It's called Rocksmith.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
I
like-
know this.
Yeah, it's like Guitar Hero, but with a real guitar. It's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool. Like I saw a few people do that on stream already. Like there's so many insanely good people out there.
Oh
It's
my god,
crazy.
yeah.
Music is something so attractive. I think like if somebody puts their
Mhm.
feels into music, so I get
totally
the
agree.
thing with liking a musician. I used to date a drummer for 7 years, so
Yeah, I dated a bassist, and yeah, it seems like almost everybody that I look back on, like my first boyfriend ever was a bassist, and it like almost everybody that I had a crush on was a musician. And like, yeah, it makes sense.
special people for sure.
Yeah.
So another question about I think you kind of scratched the surface already. Like you said earlier, about the whole thing with creating spicy content. Obviously, like a con is or could be a con is maybe also finding sponsors or maybe struggling with sponsors if they don't approve of that content. Like, did you have any issues with that in the past that brands like dropped you or said they wouldn't work with you because of the content that you're creating, or did you mostly have like positive feedback when it comes to that?
So, brands that I've worked with and that I'm currently like working with
Mhm.
haven't had a problem with it,
Mhm.
but it definitely could be a thing that blocks potential sponsors in the future from even contacting me.
Yeah, for sure.
There's been some companies that I've reached out to and I like haven't gotten a reply or anything, and it really could be because of this.
Mhm.
But then there are some, you see people like on Twitter that are posting their lewd spicy content and are still like getting sponsorship every day. So what I'm hoping for is that it's becoming more and more like normalized.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For and for like companies to accept this. But I mean, on the other hand, there is like a very clear like issue with some brands sponsoring content creators that do more lewd stuff. Like if the brands are like kind of all age inclusive or like focused on like a younger target audience and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like it's a lot about probably the company how do you say it, like beliefs or
the vision of the company.
The vision of the, as you say, like you're obviously not gonna work with the Toys R Us or something like that when you're
not Toys R Us.
Not this one, like we're like Adam and Eve or something like that. Do you have any I just want to ask, do you have any like sponsorships in that direction? Like look at Trisha Paytas, right? Adam and Eve, you're gonna be rich.
So I did have a company like this reach out to me. This was about a year and a half ago, about creating sponsor content on OnlyFans with toys. Toys weren't something I did back then, but like now I've like kind of grown into do it, like being more comfortable and like doing stuff like this on stream on
I mean, you can live stream on OnlyFans as well, right?
So. Yeah. But what they wanted me to do, and one of the big reasons why I turned it down, is for one, promoting things for another company to make revenue off of on OnlyFans was, I don't know if it still is, but it was against TOS at that time.
Oh, okay.
And
actually don't even know that.
They wanted me to make YouTube videos reviewing the toys, and they wanted me to talk about the toys on Twitch, which is not allowed.
That you're not allowed to,
yeah. So those are like the reasons why I turned it down. But it was
I mean, you should reach out to them.
Offer.
Honestly, you should reach out to them. Like even if you don't actively advertise it maybe on OnlyFans. I don't know if it's still against TOS or how the rules there.
Like, post about it on Twitter and then like use the toys
exactly on because they cannot tell you to not use toys from a brand. Like if you don't, tell them like, hey, by the way, here's a code. Like I mean,
I think it is something that I should do now too. Like that I'm more comfortable that I already create content. That's really good.
Yeah, like I think especially like those brands, obviously they have so much revenue. That's such big brands. And I mean, if you look at big creators out there working with those brands, like you can only imagine how much money they spend on those people. And I mean, which people would be more fitting to advertise their products than people that actually use it in their content, right? Like, and as you say, we actually just talked with Stefie about it in another episode about we just recorded a episode about sponsorships, right? And how important it is to when you create content that you use that content not only for one platform, but for example, you Twitch stream, then you make a YouTube highlight video out of it, and then out of the snippets you make like reels and TikToks, for example, right?
Yeah.
So you can do the same thing as you already said with those toys. Like you can make OnlyFans content, you can make a non-spicy review for YouTube, you can make pictures or other videos on Twitter, so you have a big variety of content that you can obviously offer their brand.
Yeah, definitely. And like going along with this stuff too, this is why I originally had 2 separate Twitter accounts to promote everything, was to try to keep my main Twitter account clean and like full of streaming and World of Warcraft, stuff like this, and then have the Not Safe for Work Twitter. But at one point I lost access to my original Not Safe for Work Twitter.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had to remake it. I think I lost it at like 10,000 followers, which is really
Oh,
sad
that's
because it
sad.
was like it
No.
killed my confidence, or it killed my like motivation for a while. But
Yeah, I get that. But how does it like happen with, because on Twitter you can post lewds and
Everything,
sexual content. You can
yeah.
post everything, right? Or is there
Mhm.
anything?
Yeah.
No.
So I always think about it like this: if you're a thicker woman,
Mhm.
you have your body is looked at as more lewd
Okay.
to a lot of
yeah.
people. So if I like put on a bikini and then a thinner girl puts on a bikini, people are going to look at me and be like, "Oh, she is wearing way too little." I guess because my body is like bigger. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Um, so my profile picture like had a side view of
Mhm.
me, and it just like showed like my side booty, and they're like, "Yeah, you can't do this."
What?
Yeah,
Twitter
Hello?
said that?
Twitter said that.
Excuse
Yeah.
What?
Excuse me, Twitter. What's going on here? What the fuck?
So be very careful with what you put in your banners and your profile pictures on Twitter.
Okay. So
That's
we learned
wild.
that today. Stephanie,
Yeah.
no booty. I
Yeah.
didn't know that, because like I know you can basically put everything.
You
Like
can,
I've seen
yeah.
dick
Yeah.
pics on my timeline on Twitter, and I was like, oh, holy moly, let's not open Twitter and stream anymore. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
No, but that's crazy actually. So as we already said, like you're really creative with your sets, with your backgrounds, with your outfits, your makeup, everything. How do you and you do that for 4 years? I mean, the spicy content, but also obviously like streaming and everything, like obviously a World of Warcraft streamer, so you are struggling with content because Blizzard is not putting out enough, right? So I feel you on that one. No, but how do you keep up with content ideas? So not only specific with OnlyFans, but like how do you keep yourself creative? Where do you like draw your inspirations from? Like
Like I said before, like bringing it back to a lot of I get so much inspiration from music and music videos and things like this. Like I can listen to a song and be like, "Oh my god, I want to do my makeup." Like it doesn't. That probably sounds really dumb.
No,
Like, "Oh
no,
my god, I
no,
want to do my
No,
makeup."
that's
to, like,
so
fit this
cool.
song. Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
gives you off some kind of energy, and then you just transform that energy into
Yeah, definitely. It's
Mhm.
like it's the same thing as like,
Like a
oh my
vibe
god,
or
I got
whatever.
inspired. Yeah, I got inspired from this like song or like by this like vibe. I guess like to do like a painting or something. It's the same thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
And there was even a while where I was like on OnlyFans, I was doing like like World of Warcraft like class themed sets.
Oh yeah, I
So
remember. I
yeah.
saw them.
And it's kind of like adversely, I was like doing makeup looks based on
Mhm.
World of Warcraft weapons. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I
You
would like
have a
match
lot
my
of them as
wig,
well, right? Like I remember
yeah.
you have
Oh my gosh. I like I have so many wigs. I think I have like 70 or 80 wigs at this point, and I'm like
Damn. See, this
But-
is where it stops for me because I'm so bad at this, like makeup and everything. I'm like, I don't know what to
Steffi, you
do.
come over. I do your makeup.
I
it's like-
cannot come over to you every week so you do my makeup and my nails. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do everything. I do the manicure. I do the pedicure.
Everything.
Then we
The
do
set.
the pictures together. Like Steffi and me, like we're such a good duo, if that makes sense. Like Steffi's like the
Mhm.
creative soul. She's like everything digital art. She's amazing with photography and like composition of pictures and stuff as well. And I'm like more the doer. Like if you tell me I should do anything or organize anything or
Yeah.
plan or get sponsors or
Planning
whatever
queen.
it is, yeah, like I'm like the mom with the books, and she's
Yeah.
then like the executor. So like I do her nails, I can do her
Yeah.
pedicure, I can do her makeup, I can do her hair, and then
Just with the ideas, it's like I'm so bad
Steffi
with
is the
this.
creative person.
Yeah, but not in that way. You know what I mean? It's like I have a lot of ideas, but it's so hard for me to
Where
create.
I
the
come up
set or
with
everything.
the ideas, and then like you kind
Yeah.
of.
I
I mean,
even,
together, I
Kayla,
think it works.
I even bought Julia's laundry
Oh,
for
no,
the pictures.
lingerie.
You know what I mean?
Not
Because-
laundry, lingerie.
Lingerie.
My
Lingerie.
underwear.
Yeah,
Steffi
lingerie.
doesn't have spicy underwear, so when she was doing OnlyFans, I was like, Steffi, take this, and I give her like a
She
huge,
gave
you know,
me
the
everything.
IKEA bags.
Yeah.
like all of my stuff, because like
Yeah.
I'm a really, really big fan of having nice underwear and like getting
Yeah.
spicy at home and stuff like that. So I was like,
Mhm.
Steffi, take this young Padawan.
Yeah.
I
I got
remember
all
you
of
have-
them.
I remember you saying this too, like how good it makes you feel to like walk around your apartment just doing like daily chores in like a really nice
Oh
like
my God,
lingerie
yes.
set. Yeah, it's so empowering.
Okay, can I tell you one thing
That's
that
what I learned
started?
as well.
Yeah,
Oh
what's up?
yeah. I mean, Steffi, you're like you should watch like Steffi's Instagram stories. Like she has those days. She's like vibing to music like all the time. And Steffi is that person. She does not care about what anybody thinks about her. So she makes like Insta stories in like just a long t-shirt and panties, and she's just dancing through the house for 4 stories straight, not giving a slight fuck what anybody thinks. And it's just such a positive vibe and energy like when
Mhm.
you watch his stuff. And I think that's also so pretty. Like I think you said it earlier as well, like you got so much confidence and you're so confident in your body. And even maybe if your body didn't really change like after you lost the weight, but I think still you can also see that on your pictures. I think confidence is something so beautiful about people, or sexy, or whatever you want to
Yes.
call it.
Mhm.
If you see that somebody is 100% confident in their body, like it doesn't matter if they're itsy bitsy tiny, if they're big, if they're like a normal weight, if they have, I don't know, cellulite, if they have small boobies, if they have big boobies, it
Curvy.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like just confidence is something so attractive about people.
Yeah.
And I think you can see this if you look at pictures of you from like years ago to now. You can just see how much confidence you have and how beautiful it is in you, really. Like
Yeah, it's like I said, it can change like you completely, like how you look and everything, like without even like you said, without even changing how you look. But yeah,
yeah,
confidence is really amazing. It definitely shines through in everything you do. You know?
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah.
And so obviously we're all three a lot on social media, right? So
Mhm.
not only like it doesn't matter now which platform we're talking. And we talked earlier already how, you know, if you get like 100 comments and like 1 or 2 of them are bad, all you're gonna think about, or at least I did in a certain point in my life, you will just think about those negative things, and those will negate you if the confidence is not there whatsoever, right? So
Mhm.
how did your relationship with social media change when you started making like OnlyFans or fancy content? Like, did it shift for you a little bit? Because you already said like you're way more confident, but
Mhm.
do you feel like it affects you less now when you have those negative comments?
Yeah, yes and no too. I think the thing that affects me the most negatively is like when my like I guess it's the same thing with like Twitch and stuff too. When less people start coming to your stream, or like during the busy holidays or something like that, when that
Yeah.
people are on
I
your
mean,
social
now is
media.
the best time, right? Like, I don't know if it's
Yeah.
the same for you, but it's always
Mhm.
like after
Easter.
Christmas, like the beginning of the new year, where like just everything is dead, and you're like, oh no, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah. Exactly. But I think like having an OnlyFans and like posting these pictures and being really open with everything has definitely like hardened my skin on social medias like a lot. Like I
Mm-hmm.
into if somebody will tweet something negative at me or say something negative to me, what I do like is I'll screen cap it and I'll tweet it and just like, yo, you're just doing my job for me. You're just giving me free content to put on my
Yeah.
Twitter.
Exposure.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah. So I tend to like if I get negative comments or something, I tend to make fun out of it, and I don't let it really get to me too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it's not to you.
Yeah, I think that's the only right thing to do, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
Fuck
yes,
'em.
yes. Exactly. No, but that's really cool that you like change like this as well. Like, and it's also funny that you said like, for example, like a moderator of you like just left you cold just because you do that. Do you feel like people, I mean let's be honest, like 99% of the people, like obviously there's people that are asexual and they have absolutely no interest in any kind of sexuality. It doesn't matter if it's like masturbation, loving themselves, loving other people, having sex, whatever it is, right? So but those people aside, but like most people have a sex life. Doesn't matter if it's their own or with a partner or whatever it is, right? But one thing that really I cannot understand is when people choose in whatever way it is that they start to share their sex life or their sexy side or whatever it is, that people that liked your personality before they knew about like how you look naked or what you're doing with your partner or what kinks you have or whatever it is, right? They just 100% alarm. Steffi's getting picked up again.
Yeah.
Exactly, that happens. The alarm bells go on. The red flags turn up, and they're like, "Oh my god, everything I knew about this person, like I loved their personality, they were amazing. But now that I know that they're also a sexual being, I don't like them anymore." Like,
oh my god.
There was a streamer that I used to watch a lot, and he really enjoyed me. I enjoyed hanging out in his chat. He, was friends with me. And when he followed me on Twitter and he saw that I do this, he just started like ignoring me, ignoring my comments in his chat, things like this. Yeah.
Oh my god.
There are people like that, and it really sucks that like people think of you differently, even though you're the same person.
Yeah.
You
Like,
were like
what's
20 hours before. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, what's the difference if you do those kind of things behind closed doors, right? Or if you openly decide to share, like it doesn't change anything.
I
It's like, yeah.
I think it's still like it's a very conservative thing. You know what I mean? Some people keep that like behind, as you said, behind the closed doors still, which is so fine. You don't have to
Yeah,
share
of course.
everything.
Like,
but if
everybody
we
needs to decide
choose to
themselves.
share these things, why do you think that we're different people all of a sudden? We're just like more like open about this, and we don't have a problem sharing these things. Like I had someone on Instagram, I think last week, I don't even remember what I posted, but he asked me if my boyfriend is okay if I show so much of my body, and I was like, of course he is. Why wouldn't he? It's a body like everyone else's. Like you see women in a bikini every summer if you go swimming. Like where's the difference just because it's on social media? And that's the thing, because it is on social media and people go like, oh my god, she's posting a bikini picture, booty. And it's
or
like,
not even that, or even if it's like they're fine with a bikini picture, but as soon as you're in underwear, it's completely different.
Yeah. Of course like, it's different. Hello, Julia?
It's literally the same areas that being covered. It's even if it's not see-through, like right, you could be like, yeah, okay, but it's lace and you can see a nipple through that. Like, yes, Karen, I have a fucking nipple. Excuse me.
Yes, it's a fucking body. And that's what I think. It's just because social media is like, people are like, oh my god, she's showing skin, her body, and I don't know why this is still so surprising. You know what I mean? It's like, the fuck, I'm running around like this outside. Why are you surprised when I share it with you on my social media?
Yeah,
it's I don't know.
I think it is okay if somebody doesn't want to see that content. Like that's completely fine. But if you have somebody that is your friend and you talk to and they find out you do this and they treat you like a completely different person, that's really messed up. Like they can choose to like not follow you on Twitter or like not see these posts.
Yeah, or don't interact with this. Like
You're not different.
Exactly. Yeah. And you didn't change. Like, not wanting to see this content.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I really don't understand that either. But you also said it earlier. Like I feel like those times are already shifting, right? Like it doesn't really matter if you think about, like, let's say when we started streaming, like 2014 or something like that. Like the way Twitch shifted, right? Like with the content, it doesn't matter if it's the content is being displayed on the website. Like if it's the right place to be on Twitch is like a different thing again. But like it doesn't matter if we talk about body positivity, how we went from, like in the 90s and the 2000s where the only bodies that were allowed to be displayed on advertisements or whatever it is, it was always like those under quotation marks, like perfect bodies, 90, 60, 90. I don't know if you say that in English as well, because you have inches and not centimeters, but for us it's 90, 60, 90, like the classic old thing.
shape.
Yeah, exactly. The hourglass figure, and if you have more than, I don't know, 50 kilos, you're too heavy or whatever it is, right? And now, like, all of those body types are seen as beautiful. At least that's the value that is being kind of trying. We're trying to, teach the new generation, and it doesn't matter if you're like big, if you're small, if you're tall, if you're what color your skin is, if you have long hair, short hair, curls, whatever it is, like everybody is beautiful for itself. So I think that is changing a lot, and obviously a lot of things are being accepted more in public as well. Like the same thing with, I mean, stupid stuff like breastfeeding or something like that as well. Like how can you sexualize something like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's also why I'm posting those things on social media, because it's normal.
exactly. Or like,
Yeah.
or like even like showing stuff with like, if you for example, like bikini
Not
pictures of-
breastfeeding though. I'm not breastfeeding right now.
That's why Steffi
Not that.
posted a picture where she's breastfeeding her boyfriend.
Breastfeeding Grogu. Oh shit, he's turned on. Oh sorry.
Oh no, he talked.
He's doing the voice now. Sorry guys.
Oh no, Steffi just
Sorry,
took Baby
Grogu.
Yoda.
I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. You like the breastfeeding.
Now you like my milkers. Oh.
Mommy milkers. Good mommy milkers. Oh my god, that was perfect, Steffi. But yeah, like I think it's great that it's being normalized. Like also those posts, that you show that you see everywhere, like this is a normal female body. Like it's okay to have stubbles under your armpit. Like it's okay that you don't shave every single morning your armpits, and that in some lights it might look like you have the perfect legs, and then when the light is stupid, then you can see that like 90% of every woman probably has some kind of cellulite, right? Like that kind of stuff. And I think it's just so good that those times are changing, and I hope that in the future also like most of the children are gonna get raised in a way that we can accept everything, you know what I mean? Like that everybody can be looked at as beautiful, because like obviously it's like everybody also has a different taste, right? Like it doesn't matter if it's like, if you want to call it kinks, like obviously some people have kinks or whatever, but like it's okay that some people like bigger women, that some like smaller women, that some women like women, or whatever it is. Like that, I'm so happy that, I mean, one thing that kind of annoys me, that you sometimes have to say that it's okay to love everybody, no matter what shape, form, gender, skin color, religion, whatever they have, right? Like, because the way I was raised, for me, it didn't fucking matter. Like for me, it was always like, as long as somebody is nice to you, you're gonna be nice to that person.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I hope those values are gonna be a little bit looked at in a different way. That's not just about the outer shell always.
I do as well. It's like whenever you have like a bad person, and then like I guess like a really shitty person, I guess, and then people start making fun of their appearance. It doesn't matter to me how terrible somebody's views are or anything. I feel like you make fun of somebody's insides, not their outsides.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Make fun of people that's a dick to somebody else, right?
Exactly.
I mean, then again, that's not bullying, and then you say like, oh yeah, but now you're bullying a bully, so you're a bully as well. Like, you can go down that road, but as you say,
like,
I mean, it's like you don't like. Everybody has a body, and everybody's body is different, and it's really, like you said, it's really good that this is getting normalized. And there is like going back to like, if somebody wants to create an OnlyFans or start making this content, there is something out. There's something out there for everybody. You know what I mean? No matter what you look like, there are going to be people that are interested in you. No matter what kind of content you put out, there is going to be somebody that's interested and wants to like ride along with you for this career.
And that's so great. I like that.
I do too.
I mean that's the thing. Like, and obviously, like, if you're out there on the internet and you're about to write a comment or something because you don't like how somebody looks or the content that somebody posts, always remember you don't have to follow those persons. You can just scroll further. You can mute the content if you don't want to see it in the future. Like, there's no need to interact with something that you don't like, because as soon as you interact with it, you're gonna just see it more often. That's how algorithms work. So, it's actually funny if you think about that. Like, I never thought about it that way. Like, algorithms, especially like something like TikTok. Imagine you're like one of those salty persons
just hating on everything,
just
and then you
goes
keep
around.
getting that.
Yeah, exactly. Hating on stuff. And because you interact with that content, even though you hate it, you just get it shown more and more. It's actually fantastic.
You'll see a lot on Twitter when
No, keep on going.
You'll see it a lot on Twitter when somebody posts a picture and then somebody replies to it like, why am I seeing this on my feed again? Like, why do I keep seeing this on my feed?
Yes.
That's exactly why.
Yes. It's
Exactly
like
that.
this is how you get taught to like learn to focus on positive things rather than negative things, because if you focus on the negative things, you keep getting them, and if you focus on the positive things, you will get them as well.
Exactly.
So choose your path.
Exactly. What
Some
if
people
what if
want to go the
Exactly.
negative way, so
but what if those algorithms are actually not made to, show you the content that you want to see, but just to troll
the
those
one
people?
Oh,
What if?
God.
Imagine there's just somebody sitting there, like all of those Karens posting about all this annoying stuff. Listen, Linda, you're gonna only see that from now on. That's what you get. It's actually fantastic. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, neither did I.
That's perfect. Yeah, but don't forget, like, there's always a mute button. Like, even on Twitch, if there's like categories that you keep seeing, you can just be on the little 3 dots and be like, not interested in seeing in this category or whatever.
No.
Exactly.
Yep. So
like everybody behind like all of this content is a real person too, and they have feelings
exactly.
too. And it's like you never know how negatively something is going to affect somebody. You never know if somebody's having a bad day, and what you say could, just break them down completely or make them feel bad about themselves. It doesn't just don't.
Yeah, it's like I always go by. I treat people on the internet like I would treat people in real life.
Yeah,
because I'm not hiding behind an account nobody can track. Like, people are not stupid. If I really want to find out who's behind this, if someone's harassing me, I could probably. But people feel like they're so safe behind their like anonymous accounts that they can say everything. But I don't know. I don't have that mindset. Like, treat everyone the way you want to be treated. Maybe they want to be treated like trash, so they treat
Mr.
everyone
Kink.
like trash. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a different thing then.
Yeah, of course.
But-
It's just a joke. Sorry, I'm joking about kinks all the time. I shouldn't be doing that. I'm sorry.
So yeah.
No kink shaming here.
Absolutely
It's-
not.
No,
What did I want
but
to
as you
say?
say, like, especially like on social media, like everything that you see is just a screenshot or like a picture out of a certain moment of this person's life, or even it doesn't matter if it's a picture, if it's a video, if it's like a tweet they're writing, whatever it is. And like as Kayla said already, like, you don't know how hard their day was, their month, their year, what is going on behind. Like, with Stefie, I think we talked about it multiple times already. Like, in the past, I often got triggered by people just coming into my stream, for example, and just telling me like, oh, you got fat, did you gain weight? Like, or I don't know, oh, you're ass at the game, why are you playing this, why are you streaming, shouldn't you be in the kitchen? Like, all of this kind of stuff. Like, I really got triggered, and I started conversations with them, and I wanted to, like, prove them wrong or whatever it is. And now whenever like I see a person like that, I also went through a lot of therapy in my life, and so now when I see this, I'm like, oh no, another broken soul. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what happened? Who hurt you? Like, do you want to tell me what's going on in your life? Can I help you some way? You want to talk about it? Exactly. I can fix you. I don't know, but it's funny also, like, how you get older, how you like change.
The less you care.
Yeah, exactly. You focus on yourself, or like on the good things
Yeah.
in life, and then just life gets so much better. Also, can I ask you, Kayla? You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I didn't get it. How old are you?
I am 29. I will be 30 in a month.
I'm turning 30 this year as well.
Look at us. We're all looking so young. It's actually crazy. Like I would have never guessed that you're 30, but I was like, wait, 2008, 2010, Bring Me the Horizon. Like I was like, oh, you kind of have to be around the same age as me. I was like, but it's so amazing. Are you gonna play Wrath of the Lich King Classic if it comes out?
Yes, I am.
Are you still playing Death Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Stefie never really played World of Warcraft, sadly, but
I'm not a WoW player, but I listen.
oh,
Go on, girls.
I'm so excited if Wrath of the Lich King really comes out this year, because that was
Same.
like the
like, oh my god, I can't wait to play the Horde or Alliance. I can't tell.
Oh my god, Steffi, there you lost already if you can't decide.
Sorry.
Already out of here.
There's only one choice. It's Horde. It's always Horde.
Oh, good.
Exactly.
See,
No,
I
but
learned something.
I'm super excited for it, because you started with Cataclysm, right? Do you remember correctly?
Yeah, I started with late Cata, so towards the end. So I didn't even get to experience Wrath at all. So I'm really excited. Like my
you're
entire
gonna love it.
brand is built around like Death Knights and like the Lich
Yeah,
King
exactly.
and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Nice.
That was like the time that I was fully lost in the World of Warcraft. Like I started with BC, so Burning Crusade, and I just leveled through that. And when I was like max level, like a friend of mine that started World of Warcraft, and she was collecting all the achievements. And she was 13 back then. I was 16. And she was like, "Oh, I need this mount for refer a friend." Like it was the Sevra. I don't know if you know Sevra. Is it in English as well? And she was like, "Oh yeah, you need to play this game for a month so I can get that mount." And I was like, "Okay, whatever. I can try it." Never played an online game before. And then I played it and got so lost. And she just pulled me to max level. The month was over and she just disappeared. She was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go along." I didn't know, like I just know that there was questing. Like I didn't even read the quests, because she was just like, "Oh yeah, you need to go there, kill this, do that."
Yeah.
And then like I kind of friended, like I didn't even know what NPCs was. So I was always like, "Oh, is this a real person? Is that an NPC? Can I like whisper that person?" Like I tried to become friends with it. It was so horrible. And I became friends with a few people of her that we played, you know, when they just pulled me through. Like back then it was still a thing that you could just pull together like a lot of mobs and then like kill them, so you get like a lot of XP from it. So she got some friends as well, so they were not in a party helping to get all the mobs together and then kill them to get a lot of XP. So I added some of them, and then afterwards next level, one of her friends wrote me like, "Hey, do you want to go into a dungeon with me?" And I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about? What the hell is a dungeon? What is a raid?" Like, and I didn't know anything. And then he kind of became my friend that explained me that there's dungeons and raids and there's PvP and like this whole new world of World of Warcraft kind of opened up. And then when I kind of knew how everything worked, but I never raided before, Wrath of the Lich King came out. And back then I played a Hunter, and then I re-rolled on a Death Knight, because I was like, "Oh yeah, this is new to everybody, so they're gonna be just as much as a noob as I'm gonna be when I play it." And then I had like a guild and everything, and we straight raided like Nux and stuff like that. Oh, it was so good. It was like the best time of my life. Like Wrath of the Lich King, those memories are so good. I'm still looking forward to that. I'm gonna fully be gone in there, hopefully for a longer time than just a month again.
You're probably gonna be playing on EU servers, right?
Yeah, I think so. Oh. You played on EU a little bit as well, right? At one point?
I did. Yeah. I did for the entire Legion expansion.
Really?
I played on EU. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I remember.
I think, like a lot of my friends were from like Mitch Jones community, and they were from EU too. So we all like played together on. So I have like a lot of unobtainable stuff on EU that I can't get on NA anymore, and I'm really sad about it. But yeah, hearing you talk about like how you started to play WoW makes me so nostalgic. I wish more than anything I can go back and experience like what you were talking
again,
about.
right?
Like yes.
Same. Like I wish for that sometimes as well, to just like erase your whole memory and just do it all again.
experience it
beginning.
again now.
I used to avoid every player I would see in the game because I used to have really bad social anxiety. But when I started playing WoW, I actually had agoraphobia. So
Mhm.
I was terrified of other people. I didn't want to talk to other people at all. So every time I would see somebody moving, I would just like run the opposite direction or alt F4 because I was
Aw.
my first raiding guild, we had Mythic Garrosh on farm in Siege of Orgrimmar and Mists of Pandaria. And I didn't talk in voice for the entire time I was raiding because I was too anxious. I was too anxious. I thought people would make fun of my voice, and I had like a really thick West Virginia accent back then.
Oh
So I
my
was
god,
afraid
awesome.
people would make fun of me.
Aw.
I can't imagine you with the accent. That would be hilarious. Oh my god.
When I drink a lot, it comes out, or especially when I speak to my family or somebody else with an accent, it comes out really, really bad.
It's funny, like where Steffi and me are from, like we're from the same state in Austria, but Steffi lives in a different one now. Like we have a pretty, I mean, it's depending, like in Austria we speak German as well, right? So for Germans, if they hear us speak in our accent, like it's really, really thick, but compared to like other regions in Austria, it's not that bad. But so it's really funny for us because we kind of have like, when you change languages that you speak, you often change the tone of voice that you speak in. And for me, it's like almost I have three because I try to talk like a clean German, kind of like as clean as it gets without an accent. Then I have my accent voice, and then I have my English voice. So it's like almost you have like three personalities. I don't know if it's the same for you when you like switch in your accent. If you,
I think it's kind of the same, but I don't know if you know this. I took 3 years of German. I was a German language.
oh really? No, actually,
Damn.
I can't like I don't really remember anything. I can see text and or hear something and like know what it says, but then when it's time for me to respond, I'm like, I don't know how to form sentences. Oh my god, sentence structure is so hard.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and in German it's a
the
really hard
grammar
language,
is-
so
Mhm.
listen, we don't even know what we're doing. We don't know the rules. First it's just like, oh yeah, it sounds correct, so I'm just gonna say it that way. Like rarely anybody knows how it actually works.
That's
Let's say it that way.
that's even how my German teacher told me. He was like, I don't know why it's like this or how we do it, but it's just like this. This is the way it is.
Yeah, it's true because we have like so many rules, but then for every rule there's like 15 exceptions. Like it's literally like it must be a nightmare to learn German. So
Yeah.
German is one of the harder ones, yeah.
I think
mean-
like learning vocabulary is really easy because
Yeah.
you can look at a word and kind of like just deduce like what the root word is and what it
Yeah.
means, right? But then like just the sentence structure and then like
yeah, like the way we build sentences, like we put verbs in another position than the way you would form a sentence in English. So like the order of words for the same sentence is a different one. So for me, it's the same. Like my boyfriend is French, so we talk English with each other, right? And on stream, I talk English all the time as well. So I almost not lose my German, but sometimes when I haven't talked German in a long time and I talk with people again, like my brain is already thinking in English.
Yeah.
And then I built the sentence. It sounds weird, but I built the sentence in my head in English.
Yeah.
But I say
And
it
then
in
you
German.
try. Yeah.
And then like the order of words is wrong, and then you sound like a complete idiot. And the same with numbers. Like for example, 69. Like first it's you say it the other way around. So you say the
960
first, and the 9,
basically.
and for us it's like you say the 9 first, and then you say the 60. So like whenever numbers, like I cannot. And I'm dyslexic as well, so like I can basically I fuck up reading, I fuck up writing, and then like with the numbers in English and German, because that's switched, like I must sound like an idiot like 90% of the time you hear me talk in both languages.
I dated a German for a really long time, and he would talk to me so much and like talk to Twitch chats and stuff so much. He would be like, I forget how to speak German. If I didn't talk to my family, I would completely, I wouldn't know where I was, you know?
100% can relate to that. So, But oh yeah, and your boyfriend, since he's Canadian, is he English Canadian or is he French Canadian?
He's an English Canadian.
English
Yeah,
Canadian.
he's
Like, do you
he's
say
from
that
Ontario.
English Canadian? I don't even know.
I-
Not really,
probably
right?
like speaking Canadian, I guess. Yeah, yeah, not really.
I was like, wait, English Canadian is that a thing? Oh, awesome. Are you guys planning on like moving in together or something like that? Because now you have like the long distance, right?
Yeah, so yeah, we are like planning on it, but for now it's really not too bad, right? Because it's even though I live in the States and he lives in Canada, it's like a 6-hour drive to him. So
It's so funny how for you 6 hours is not that much. Like in Europe, like if I drive 6 hours, I can be like 3 countries further, basically.
yeah.
So like it's always so funny. Like when you talk to Americans, they're like,
It's
"Oh yeah,
not that long."
It's only like a 2-day drive. It's not that bad." And we're like, "Oh my god!" Like if I drive 3 hours, I'm like through my whole country more or less. Like,
Yeah, well, it's like where I live in the state versus where my parents live in the state. There's like a 5-hour drive. So
Okay.
like it's still like kind of funny how I can get to Canada in the same amount of time as I can go to where my parents live in the state.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I really like driving. I really like road trips. Anyways, like
That's nice.
so it's really enjoyable.
So would you go to Canada or would he come to America? Do you know yet?
So the thing is, he really doesn't like the States. He doesn't like the political views, I guess, that a lot of people have. He doesn't like the healthcare, which is really, really
understandable.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I have more of a life established here than he does, right? Like I have my dream car here, I have my dream apartment here. Like I'm so happy with the
I
life
wouldn't give
built.
that apartment up. It's so pretty. I swear to God.
I love it.
Like I remember when you made the vlog was it a vlog that you made when you moved in where you like showed everything? Oh my god.
It's
With like the
changed
weird
so
shaped
much.
hallway. Like I remember that. But it's so pretty. You need to watch it, Steffi. Her apartment is so pretty.
I need to do an updated one because it's changed
Yes.
so much.
I'm excited. How long are you in the apartment already? Like 2-3 years now?
It'll be 2 years this August.
Okay.
So yeah. I think I'm probably gonna renew again here and then just keep like traveling back and forth in Canada until we can get my residency figured out and stuff.
Oh yeah, true. It's not that easy, right?
Yeah. So how it is like he can spend only 6 months of time in the US, but in Canada, I can like spend unlimited time there, just not 6 months at a time. So I can go there for 5 months and leave for like a day or two and then come back and it resets. But like it's not like that for the States, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's almost the same in Europe. Yeah, like first it's the same. Like if you would, for example, with my boyfriend when he moved to Austria from France, it was the same thing that he could not spend more than half of the year in Austria. Otherwise, he would have to declare like the taxes.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it is here. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's annoying. But I'm sure you guys are gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
You're so
too.
cute together. Like
Aw,
I'm always like following you too, and like I remember like the first time you posted when you were about to visit him and stuff. I was like, oh my god, my heart is so full. So cute.
It makes me so happy. Like I've never like being with him makes me feel like feelings like I've never like experienced like actual love before. It sounds really like cheesy and stuff. Before I even like before we were like officially together or whatever, I told my best friend, I was like, I don't believe in soulmates, but if there is something out there similar, this boy is my soulmate, you know?
No.
Oh my god, it's so cute. How long are you together now?
It's only been
Is it a year?
now.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to say.
Yeah.
I'm so
But,
weird. Like I have those weird times. Like I don't know dates or something like that, but I always have like I don't know. It's really weird.
I like to tell time in WoW expansions.
Yeah, exactly. That's an easier way to remember for sure. So yeah, I would just to wrap it up. Like I don't wanna like steal that much more of your time, but maybe we should end this podcast with maybe if you could give some advice to creators. Like it doesn't matter if it's like whatever social media or even OnlyFans related. Which tips would you give creators that want to start? Like if you want, you can make like one just overall, and then one specific for OnlyFans, if you like.
I think the biggest thing overall is to just be yourself, be genuine. Don't really like put on a mask, I guess you could say, because you're how genuine you are is going to shine out, like shine anything else you could do. With OnlyFans, I think knowing your worth is really big. Knowing how much to like price your content and not being pushed over your boundaries and setting your boundaries straight is something to really be aware of, because it's really easy to slip up and you know, once you do, it's like it keeps rolling and it's hard on track. But yeah, I think like overall, be yourself, have fun with what you do, enjoy what you do, and everything else will follow.
Aw, I think that's really beautiful. It's really funny because like I don't know, like I talk with Steffi so much about it, but we had a similar thing. We had like another person on our podcast. Her name is Karina, and she's also a person that kind of like you, like met a long time ago, kind of like follow on social media, talk here and there a little bit, but never really had like super deep conversations or something. But I don't know, it's not only me, but it's also Steffi and like a lot of other people. But if I get a certain vibe about the person, like I just know like that person is kind of like on the same level or something. So you basically said the exact same things that Steffi and me always say. It's so funny because we didn't really talk about that kind of stuff before, right?
Yeah.
So like you're exactly on the same level. Like we just talked about sponsorships earlier as well, and we're like, Steffi as well said, like, you know your value, and if somebody doesn't want to match that value, then it's fine, then that content is just not for that person, right? And boundaries is also something that we talk about a lot. So as you said already, like when you start, just be sure where do you draw the lines, right? How far do you want to go? Like it's no problem to change your lines or your boundaries later on. Like we as persons, we evolve. Like we're not the same person we were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or even 1 year ago, and that's a good thing, right? Like we're all developing and changing and growing. And as you said, like your own value, like if you think that a set is worth $50, or I don't know, like one picture of your big toe is worth 35 years, then that is your price. And if people want to pay it, then they're gonna pay it, and if not, then it's not meant to be for that person, right? And it's the same with sponsorships. Like if you think that a sponsorship for you is like a minimum of 2,000 euros a month, then that's your price, and you're gonna find the brands, they're gonna pay for it. And if there's, because I, for example, got a message today, 2 days ago.
Today.
From
no,
like
today.
Today, I got the last answer. I got a really big brand from Instagram. Like I'm not gonna say the name. But so they sell their products. You see, like basically it's one of those brands that every influencer makes like advertisement for, and they requested for me to make like 3 posts in a month with 5 to 8 story slides or something. And you know how much they offered me for that? 30 euros.
What?
I'm not even kidding. 30 years. And I was like, holy shit. Like for 30 years, I don't even write you an invoice. Like,
yeah,
it's not worth it all. Like, oh my God. But that's exactly the thing. Like other people would be like, oh my God, you know, or not other people, but maybe somebody would be like, oh, maybe that's really what I'm worth, right? And would feel bad about how much they usually charge or whatever. But just having that confidence and saying like, thank you for your offer, but that doesn't match my expectations, and that is not how much I price my content at. It's the same if you do the stuff on OnlyFans, right? Just having the confidence in yourself, your creativeness, the content that you create, I think is something that's really, really important. And I'm really happy to see more and more creators really have that confidence in themselves and in the content that they create. So yeah, thank you so much, Kayla, for being here today. It was so nice.
Yeah, thank you guys for inviting me on.
Also, promote yourself now, Queen.
Oh yeah, of course. Tell us what are you up to? What kind of sets are you planning? Any special streams? Any sales going on? What can I expect from you on the great spicy websites? Tell us.
So I just shot like a few really, really big sets. I've been trying to put out like one boy girl set every 2 weeks, and then one or two like solo spicy sets, and then a lot of sets like each like in between. Like every day I'll try to post something, but there's always something really fun. Yeah, there's always something really, really fun going on over there, and there are a lot of sales and stuff. You just gotta keep your eye out.
Gonna check it out, guys.
Awesome. We're gonna link again, like if you wanna find Kayla, her name is Lichlings on most socials, I think, but we're obviously gonna post every single link to her sites in our info box on YouTube, so don't forget to check her out. She's a really, really awesome person. Not only has a heart of gold, but also a booty out of gold. I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable with all the stupid jokes that I'm making and all the simping. I'm so sorry. I'm just really, really, really a big fan. But thank you so much for joining us. I think we're gonna be out for today. Thank you for listening to the podcast.
Yes, sir.
And I hope we're gonna hear you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Derps and Burps podcast.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram at derps'nburps. See you online.